You're from Anaheim, are you not?
Yes.
Born and raised in Anaheim.
Born and raised in Anaheim Hills.
So why are you wearing a Dodger hat? What's
Oh,
going on?
man. You know, I have
Did I stroll into some
it's a deep
sensitive
water here.
terrible? Okay.
This will be a long conversation, but
Okay.
you know what? I kind of grew up in the both because of my family business and whatnot was all in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And now that I've moved back in at home after school and working, I spend all my time in Los Angeles.
Right.
And I started working with the Dodgers on the charity stuff when Don Mattingly was the coach. And they really embraced myself and my brother, and we've been doing stuff with them the whole time. And I was trying to get a 10-day contract by wearing their apparel, and it didn't work out. No, it didn't work. They had a guy at first base. It was weird.
There's a guy at first base, or he's in right field, or he's in
center
field. I know, that's the amazing thing about Cody Bellinger. Are you nervous about these Washington Nationals coming in tonight?
I'm nervous in general. I've been at Chavez Ravine 2 years straight when somebody else celebrates the World Series on the field. I'm in the front row. And it's a nightmare. I don't want to see it again. I'd rather they get eliminated early than to go to the World Series and get the Buffalo Bills treatment.
There's your guy, Chris. There's your unicorn right here.
I was there last year when the celebration was going on.
Well,
I was there. I left. I had the bitter beer face.
Well, the reason why I'm bringing up in terms of unicorn is just based off of the way the Brewers just lost their
heartbreaking.
wild card. Right. So you saw that, and the fact that they went 13-2.
13-5 without Bellinger, without
Yelich, right?
Who is the MVP.
And they do all that just to get in the position to be
just
gutted.
to blow it.
So the question was, would you rather your team not put that hope in you as a fan?
No. You still got to make it.
You rather love and lose rather than never loving it all.
100%. I'm a gambler. You never know. A couple pitches bounce, the right way. A couple balls don't roll under people's gloves.
Right.
You guys are facing the Dodgers, and you'll probably get swept. But now we're looking at a national series where the Dodgers better bring their A game, and we seem to have a problem with that. Our stars don't show up.
Well, Turner does, though.
Turner's a big-time ball player.
The Redbeard, man, he should. Usually it's this time of year where we hear he's up there with Ruth and Gehrig in terms of on-base percentage, right? In terms of getting on base in October.
By the way, he's an Orange County native, and he plays the game the right way, which is a baseball term you hear a lot. The Dodgers have a hard time winning because they don't play the game the right way.
Right.
You got guys playing out of position. You're playing an analytics game, which may be good over a 162-game sample, but in 5 and 7 series games, series, 5 and 7 series game series.
Yes.
It doesn't. There's not enough space for that. You got to play the game the right way. You got to hit the ball the other way. You got to move runners. You have to play the game the right way. And there's a handful of guys who have done it. They got rid of a guy who was clutch last year in Yasiel Puig. So I'm very interested to see if A.J. Pollock can pick up the slack or if the other guys that are there can pick up the slack.
It's funny, Omar Miller here on the Rich Eisen show, you mentioned Puig's name.
Yeah.
That you're genuinely concerned about your Dodgers. But the one thing is that Puig's not here for this time around, and you're pointing that out. It's funny.
I'm pointing that out because for one, nobody talks about it, but he should have been the MVP of the National League Championship Series last year. They gave it to Cody Bellinger in one of those, in my opinion, political things where, they knew he's the next guy and whatnot.
They give it to the unicorn.
They give it to the unicorn.
Right.
They have to. It's self-preservation. You know what I mean? It's smart, but at the same time. Last year, Puig got his game together and he showed up. Now, I'm not in the locker room. I don't know what's going on there, where the problems may be.
Right.
I know he hit a big bomb in the World Series that looked like it was going to set the Dodgers up to shock the monster. Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens this year. They're stacked. It's not like they don't have the talent. It's about whether the talent can execute in the big games. This is what it's about.
Chris, could you believe that the storyline of the 2019 Dodger season, the question or the headline is, Dodgers miss Puig?
Can you imagine?
I don't believe that.
And they may not. They may not.
Right.
If Hyun Jin Ryu regains form and he can pitch to contact and pitch his way out of situational problems, then they'll be fine. He kind of fell apart over the last month and a half of the season. And when you're in the playoffs, you're against the big boys, and pitching to contact isn't necessarily seems like what you need in this major league.
Man, why am I sitting here thinking maybe Seager's an answer, right? They didn't have
Seager. And I tell you what, Seager's been pushed to the back for Bellinger. And if you remember, before Seager hurts his arm and he had to go down for Tommy John,
he's the guy.
They are building the franchise around Corey Seager.
We'll see what happens tonight.
And I think he is a big-time ball player, actually.
We'll find out.
I mean, you need Clayton Kershaw to dominate.
But this
Plain
is
and
why,
simple.
just to, I guess, put a button on it here. This is why it kills me that the Angels aren't in the playoffs. I would love to see Trout in a conversation like this.
And you know what? I agree.
I mean, it would be just amazing to see him. I mean, it's not
Just wait till he's wearing pinstripes.
He's never going to wear pinstripes.
No, the Angels won't let him go. But at the same
they
time,
signed him forever. He's not going anywhere.
But at the same time, how do you keep winning MVPs and your team never makes the playoffs?
That's my point every year.
Well, he is the best player in Major League Baseball.
There's a difference between being the best player and being the MVP.
Preach.
I can be the MVP of the Rich Eisen show, but if nobody watches, it means nothing.
Well, first of all, bite your tongue. Secondly, let's come up with a different analogy that doesn't include not watching the Rich Eisen show, Omar.
My bad.
Can we please? No, I hear what you're saying.
You got to win. You got to get to the postseason. Now, he doesn't pitch the games, and anything that Mike Trout is a part of, he makes the team better. There's no doubt about that. But you have to win.
For more of the Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.